Hello, I'm Mary Quick. Welcome to our beautiful farm. My family have been farming here for 470 years, and here are lovely cows eating some gorgeous steppe grass to make some wonderful cheese. So what makes quickescheese so special is that first of all we use the milk from grazed grass, and that takes this breed that we've created, which is just works to make the perfect cheese for us. And it's a Frisian cross Swedish Red cross Montbéliard breed, and it creates this gorgeous buttery flavour. And also the fact that they're grazing outside all the time gives just a lovely complexity to the flavour. I'm the only woman cheesemaker of the traditional cheddars, and I think what that gives is women have got palates that prize subtlety and complexity, and so I think that's what we've got. We've got this subtlety and complexity and balance and length of flavour, and I think the boys want a flavour that hits you between the eyes, whereas I want something that allures and seduces you. Cheese has been made on the farm here at Newton St Sires for generations, and it was my mother who built the current cheese dairy here in the 70s, and I'm incredibly proud that we're carrying on these wonderful traditions of making traditional cheddar here on the farm. We start off with the milk. We milk the cows twice a day. They come in from the pasture, we milk them, produce beautiful clean milk. Milk goes over to the cheese dairy. We use traditional starters, and these are collected from the best cheese dairies in the 60s and 70s, and they've again got complexity and balance and length of flavour. Then we put that starter in, the milk is acidifying, then we add rennet, and that rennet sets the whole vat of milk like a milk jelly. We then cut it, and then we start taking the whey starts dropping out, so like curds and whey with Little Miss Muffet, and we stir it on, and it's acidifying, and it's getting more and more like cottage cheese. And then we drain the whey off, because cheese is a solid, milk is a liquid. So we drain the whey off, that leaves you with the solid curd. We then start this magical process called cheddaring. Cheddar's made all over the world, but actually only if you make it on our kind of scale do you cheddar, which is cutting it and then turning those blocks of cheese gently so that that creates the specific texture of traditional cheddar. Then when that's all at the right acidity, when it's got the texture of a cooked chicken breast, we then put it through the mill and add salt, which is to bring more moisture out and to stop the acidity developing any faster. And then we put it in the salted curd, let that salt go in, let it temper, then we put it into the cheese moulds inside the cloths, press it up for 3 days, put it in a finer and finer cheesecloth each day, and brine it and dress it in the cheesecloth, and then it's ready to put into the store for its long maturing time. Tasting cheese. So as cheese has come straight out of the fridge, so it's quite cold, it's always good to let cheese warm up because you've got all those lovely volatiles. What cheesemakers do to warm it up is you move it around in your hands like this, and it actually gives you all sorts of indications about how the cheese will be. Tasting the cheese, the first thing that comes through, roll it around your mouth, let the flavours speak to you. The first thing you get is this real balanced creaminess, and that tells the story about the cows out to pasture, the grazed grass. Then It's really, really balanced, and then it starts unfolding. This beautifully complex flavour unfolds on your tongue. Somebody described it as a palier of flavour, a grand staircase of flavour that goes on and on and on. It's like a 10-mile cheese. You'd still be driving 10 miles down the road and it would still be telling you the story. That's the thing about tasting cheese. Give yourself that privilege and pleasure of tasting it, allowing it to speak to you. You can get to be present, you can have these lovely flavours, you can get that whole depth of story about where the cheese comes from.